So here on the channel, I've been searching for the $100 keyboard. That is a keyboard that has the most value at $100. So far, I've only had one on the channel, which was the AL66 by Yunzi, but another company has thrown their hat into the ring, and that is Epomaker. Let's see if this keyboard is worth it. This is David with Side of Tech, your casual nerd. Let's go ahead and check it out. So in today's review, I want to quickly go over the features just so you can see what you're getting yourselves into. Let's quickly go over the specs and what comes with the keyboards just so you can see what your money's going to get you value-wise. The keyboard in question is the Epomaker Galaxy80. It retails for $105.99, but you can get the bare bones kit at $89.99, which in my opinion is pretty good if you don't find the switches or keycaps interesting. Inside the box, you get the USB-C cable, a 2.0 GHz receiver. It's hidden by a magnetic cap, so if you can't find it, that's where it is. A keycap and switch puller, the instruction manual, and the keyboard itself. Just look how nice this looks.
Okay.
We have a TKL layout, which is slowly becoming my personal layout of choice. I'm more of a 65% guy myself, but these are kind of growing on me. And there is a gasket mount, which I'm pleasantly surprised it worked very well. And one of my favorite features of this keyboard is the ability to connect multiple ways. You can go with a wired connection, a 2.4 GHz connection, and a Bluetooth connection. Now, while I do like the options that Epomaker gives us, I did have some problems using the dongle, but we'll talk about that later. If you're worried about connecting any type of switches, no need to. There's compatibility for 3 and 5 pin switches and south-facing LEDs, so you have maximum compatibility. And if I'm gonna give my first recommendation, I'll suggest to buy yourselves a brand new set of keycaps, because in my opinion, the ones that come with it are not worth it. They're in an MDA profile, which kind of suck your fingers in. It's good for typing, but once you start gaming with this, you'll want to quickly switch over to a cherry profile. They do look pretty cool though, in my opinion. But next, let's talk about something I really do like, the keyboard switches. I didn't mention this before, but this keyboard is in collaboration with Epomaker and another company called Fecker. I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube, so please don't blame me because that's literally their name. But these are their marble white switches, and with an operating force of 42 grams, I think they're perfect for gaming. And they also come pre-lubed from the factory, and it's a pretty substantial amount of lube on these. Since we are on the topic of keycap and switches, now onto the typing test. If you ask me, I love the sound of this keyboard. It sounds like bubble wrap being popped, and it's really pleasant to my ears. What do you guys think? Before we move on to my final verdict, let's talk about the battery life, which is a 4000 milliamp hour battery. That's pretty standard for a keyboard around this price range. That'll last you about a week and a half, give or take if you use the RGB lighting a lot. And if you're running a hybrid setup like I am, leaving the keyboard plugged in and using the dongle for something else, you'll never run out of battery. I also forgot to mention the build of this keyboard. The case itself is made out of aluminum, but out of all the keyboards that I'm currently testing around this price range, this has the best aluminum quality by far. It looks like it's powder coated, so it doesn't pick up any fingerprints at all. Well, at least in this color configuration. And good luck trying to bend this thing, because I could not get this to budge at all. Will it survive your gamer rage? I think so. And if we quickly touch upon the plate, there's so many layers to it. I'm just gonna post up this little graphic. Honestly, really exceptional for a keyboard at this price range. You can easily get that deep sounding thok with the right keycaps and switches. I've used this keyboard for about a month now, so I got to fully test it out. Gaming, productivity, and just straight up typing. I really do think this is a solid option if you're looking for your very first mechanical keyboard. Just get yourself a new set of keycaps. I'll take a cherry profile any day over these. If you're using the keyboard with a Mac, you might experience some connection issues over Bluetooth or the 2.4 GHz dongle. There are just some times where the board starts skipping lines or does some crazy things. But I did notice on the PC it doesn't behave like this whatsoever, which is, I guess, a good thing. Thankfully, there are multiple ways to connect the keyboard up, so this problem is easily resolved. And the last con that I have is the size. Just look at this thing compared to another TKL layout. If the footprint of a keyboard is really important to you, just be mindful of this. I think we're ready to talk about the final verdict. So now let's go over my final verdict, and if you guys don't know my ratings, they are buy at full price, try it out, wait for a sale, or pass. So considering everything that comes with the keyboard, the overall value, I highly recommend recommend that you guys wait for a sale. I feel like this keyboard has exceptional value, especially with all the features that it comes with, the really high quality aluminum and a bunch of expensive features that come with even more pricey keyboards. I feel like there are just too many things that bring this keyboard down for me. The connection problems that I had connecting this with a MacBook and only being able to use a USB cable is a really big deal breaker for me. But the good thing is, if you have a double setup like I do, you can definitely just hook this up through a cable on your MacBook and then hook up the dongle onto the PC, and I think it works perfectly. But the one thing is, when you're gaming on your PC, you want that instant response time. So usually you'll want the cable setup on the PC. Yeah, it's a real bummer when other keyboards that I've used don't have these kind of connection issues, so that's what really brought this rating down. And finally, who am I recommending this product to? I think it's a great keyboard for beginners or just someone who's getting into that whole mechanical keyboard world. But whereas the Yunzi AL66, I recommend getting the whole thing, I recommend you save a little bit of money and buy this as a bare bone kit. The frame, the battery life, everything else is really nice about this, but the keycap profile are not worth the extra money in my opinion. And all in all, I think it's gonna last you a very long time if you choose to get one. Go ahead and watch my review on the AL66 by Yunzi, which is another fantastic $100 keyboard. Thanks for watching today's review. This is David serving you a little side of tech, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you guys.